shocked. It was known as a very lively spot, not exactly Gomer's usual style. At least that is what he told her. Carter added smoothly, twisting the knife just a little to defend his man's pride. "Oh!" Lewin gasped softly. Carter suddenly realized he might have said too much. "Oh, Lewin, I am afraid I put my foot in it." "Oh, no, Sergeant Carter," Lewin said quickly, her voice trembling slightly. "It is perfectly all right. I am sorry if I told you something I was not supposed to," Carter offered. "You know about the Paradise Club?" "No, it is quite all right. Goodbye, Sergeant Carter." Lewin hung up the phone, her mind reeling. Gomer was out with another woman at the Paradise Club. While she was standing in her kitchen, listening to Monroe scream, "A boxing match," she walked back into the living room. The television announcer's voice droned on. "Next week, tune in again for..." Monroe turned around, beaming. "Well, what would you like to do?" Lewin squared her shoulders, a spark of determination lighting up her eyes. "Oh, Monroe, if you do not have any place special in mind, I have a suggestion." Monroe smiled, ready for anything. "Sure, baby, what?" Chapter 6. The Paradise Club. The Paradise Club was loud, crowded, and bathed in the harsh, spinning lights of a mirrored disco ball. A live band played a thumping, energetic beat while couples crowded the small dance floor. In a dark booth near the back, Gomer sat rigidly upright, a glass of water in his hand, staring blankly at the wall. Beside him sat Natalie, a woman with large hair, bright makeup, and a personality that filled the booth. She was talking animatedly, trying her best to fulfill her patriotic duty of cheering up the sad Marine. "Oh, yeah." Natalie laughed loudly, slapping the table. "Before your friend Sergeant Carter got hung up on this bunny friend of his, we used to have some really great times together. And what a sense of humor. Let me tell you, every time he used to pick me up at my apartment, he used to drag his foot all the way down the hall, like out of one of those horror movies. Is that not too much? I mean, for a sergeant, he was really funny." Gomer blinked slowly, his mind a million miles away, picturing Lou and Monroe laughing together. Natalie noticed his lack of response. "Oh, boy, you sure do not talk much, do you, honey?" Gomer snapped out his trance. "What, ma'am?" Natalie sighed playfully. "You are still with the ma'am, huh? It is Natalie." "Natalie," Gomer repeated politely. "I am sorry. I guess I just was not thinking, Natalie." A waiter walked past, and Natalie waved her arm. "Here you go, old pal, old buddy. Now bring us 2 of your best drinks." She turned back to Gomer, looking around the noisy room. My, this is some wild place. Do you come here often?" "Huh? Oh, no, just now and then," Gomer answered softly. Natalie leaned in, determined to keep the conversation going. "Naturally, I do not begrudge Vince Carter anything. I mean, if he wants to go out with one of those brassy dames, I would say all the more power to him. But for instance tonight, he wanted me to do him a favor. So I said, sure, you know what I mean." She paused, noticing Gomer staring off into space again. "What is the matter? Are you having trouble getting the waiter? Hey, Charlie, will you come over here when you get 1 minute?" Natalie stood up, smoothing her dress. She was a professional when it came to dates, but this one was testing her limits. "I think I will just go check the powder room. Why do you not order me a beer? That is, if you do not mind sparing a few words." "Yes, ma'am." Gomer nodded politely. "Natalie." "Terrific." Natalie muttered to herself as she walked away. "You are really making headway." Meanwhile, near the entrance of the club, Monroe and Lou were trying to find a table. Monroe leaned close to Lou and to be heard over the loud music. "Hey, Lou, and I do not know exactly how to say this, not being as smooth with words as I am with a football, but..." Lou, whose eyes had been frantically scanning the room since they arrived, suddenly froze. She had spotted him, Gomer, sitting alone in a booth, looking utterly miserable. A sudden wave of nervousness washed over her. She turned to Monroe, cutting off his declaration. "If you will excuse me, Monroe, if you do not mind, I just got this terrible feeling that my lipstick is on crooked. I will be right back." "Sure thing," Monroe said, oblivious of the true reason for her departure. Lou-Anne hurried into the ladies' powder room. She walked up to the large mirror, took out her lipstick, and pretended to reapply it. Standing at the sink next to her was a woman in a bright dress, furiously applying powder to her face. It was Natalie. Natalie glanced at Lou-Anne in the mirror, letting out a frustrated sigh. "What do I have in store, O'Keefe?" "Excuse me, you are my guest." Lou-Anne looked at the woman, realizing this must be the girl Gomer was with. A bold thought entered her mind. "Oh, I do not mean to be forward or anything, but about that Marine you are with, what is his name?" Natalie stopped powdering her nose and looked at Lou-Anne, suspicious. "Why?" "Oh, nothing," Lou-Anne said quickly, trying to sound casual. "It is just that, well, he looks so familiar. A whole lot like somebody I know." Natalie leaned against the counter, eager to vent to a sympathetic ear. "Tortured. That is what he looks like. Tortured." Lou-Anne's heart leaped. "Oh, what do you mean?" "Oh, it is a long, dull story. I am sure you do not want to hear it," Natalie said, waving her hand dismissively. "What is it?" Lou-Anne pressed, unable to hide her desperate curiosity. Natalie sighed, surrendering to the urge to complain. "Well, I do not even know this guy. I am just sitting home alone, minding my own business, when who should call but this guy's sergeant. I mean, he is an old friend, right? So I will do him a favor. His buddy needs cheering up, so I will go out with him. You know how it is. I do not know this guy from Adam, but I figure maybe I will get lucky. Some luck. Thousands of Marines on this base. And I happen to get a guy whose one big talent in life is blinking and staring. And you know why? Because he is torturing. That is why. I mean, some dame threw him over, and here he is just blinking and..." Natalie stopped abruptly, her eyes narrowing as she studied Lou-Anne's face in the mirror. She connected the dots. The deep interest, the southern accent, the questions. "You know something, sister? You are pretty nosy." Natalie grabbed her purse and marched out of the powder room, leaving Lou-Anne standing there with a mixture of shock and immense relief. Gomer had not moved on. He was miserable without her. And most importantly, she realized that Monroe must have lied. Lou-Anne marched out of the powder room, her southern blood boiling with righteous indignation. She spotted Gomer returning from the bar, carrying 2 drinks. She intercepted him, grabbing his arm. "Come on, Gomer, let us dance." Gomer looked at her, utterly stunned to see her in the Paradise Club. He looked at his hands, holding the drinks. "I really did not feel like it." "Oh, come on." Lou-Anne insisted, her grip firm. She pulled him onto the crowded dance floor just as a fast, energetic song started playing. "Now, promise me you will not faint, or hang on to your hat. Here it comes." Just as she pulled Gomer close, Monroe spotted them from across the room. He pushed his way through the dancing crowd, determined to reclaim his date. "Oh, Monroe, let us dance first." Monroe reached them, a fake smile plastered across his face. "Boy, Lou-Anne, you sure know how to build up the suspense. I will give you that. Hey, yeah, now that is what I call a beat. Go, go, go." Monroe started dancing wildly, trying to wedge himself between Gomer and Lou-Anne. Lou-Anne stopped dancing and glared at Gomer. "Gomer-Pyle, you just ought to be ashamed of yourself." Gomer, completely confused by the attack, stammered out an apology. "I am sure sorry to be here with that other lady, but it really was not my idea. And besides, I did not want to stand in the way." Monroe made it pretty clear. Lou-Anne planted her hands on her hips. "Made what pretty clear? What are you talking about?" Gomer pointed at Monroe, his honest heart breaking all over again. "He even showed me the ring." Lou-Anne gasped, turning her fierce gaze onto Monroe. "Do you mean to say that Monroe told you that we were engaged?" Gomer looked from Lou-Anne to Monroe, confusion warring with dawning realization. You mean you are not? Oh,